welcome to RandomNet, where we randomly surf through internet and see wherever our random journey takes us. I know I'm using random a lot, but to make it kind of uniquely random, I'm gonna leverage this AI tool to select a random platform. And uh, honestly, today I'm in mood for a Wikipedia page, so I'm hoping it lands there. But also, I haven't done Goodreads or The Onion before, so those two gonna be good option too. But I don't know where it's gonna go, and this is where it becomes kind of like an interesting concept, right? Like let the randomness of whatever this is define what we're gonna do for the next, hopefully, hour. All right, so I'm gonna click on the wheel. Okay, land on Goodreads. IMDb. All right. I can work with that. Yeah, if you're wondering what we're gonna do with the IMDb, it's not that. Um, we're not gonna be reading about movies per se. We're just gonna dive into the reviews of various users and go through that because I feel a lot of people are, funny, sarcastic, or at the very least have like a unique insight on a particular movie or show whenever they write down their review. So that's one of the reasons I kind of enjoy this. And to make it even more funny, or actually finding out those gems, the sarcastic comments, that is, filter this to 1 star. Let's go. I've downgraded the rating to 1 star. First season was a really nice TV show. Second season, Monkey Girl, annoying as hell. Only good things can Candle Monster, but they took it to a stupid end. Third season, what the fuck is that crap? You for real? Unwatchable. Honestly, I like the first season. After that, the Doom Patrol was not the same. I mean, it has that unique weirdness, but it's not one of those shows which I kind of look forward to. If I have nothing else going on and nothing else to watch, then probably I will. Right now, I still have to watch the first 2 or 3 episodes of Patrol, and I don't even remember if I watched the last season. So there is that. Uh, but the and like compare this to like some other shows where people are kind of like excitedly waiting for. For me personally, that would be Rick and Morty. What else? I like animated shows, so Rick and Morty, South Park, the adult humor category. I love that. That like, I mean, um, well, the House of Dragon was interesting. It was nice. It wasn't as good as Game of Thrones per se. But I was back in the day. I was waiting for Game of Thrones a lot. Right now, I gotta see what other TV shows. See, if I'm not like if I don't already know it, that means there are no TV shows which I'm actively waiting for. Uh, all right, let's jump back here. Would be great if it didn't show politics down my throat. Well, welcome to the world we are living in. Politics is everywhere. What are you talking about? I tried to like it, but I really tried to like it, but man, it was just a waste of time. I watched 6 episodes of it, and I have no interest to watch it anymore. It might have some cool characters, but it doesn't have a good storyline. It does not absorb you by any means. I kind of agree with Amir Badban. Amir Badban. Oh, season 3 is rubbish. Season 1 and 2 were great. Season 3 is atrocious. Hence the 1 star. Enough said. exhausting. A good start that soon turns into a boring and exhausting disaster. Solid actors, good cinematography, and a bad script. What potential the series had, but the writers simply could not refrain from ruining it. Oh, what potential this series had, but the writers simply could not refrain from ruining it. The cast is solid, but they can't save the disaster. It is interesting that, with such fun characters, the writers managed to make such a tedious show. Obviously, the writers don't care about the story and the concept, but some completely different things, and that, of course, always results in catastrophically bad show. The cast is not bad and the acting is good, but without a quality script, their efforts are in vain. Viewers want, dude, you repeated the same sentence 5 times in a different way. Waste of time. I want my hours from my life back. Oh, you and me both, brother. Let's check out something else. Who are the main characters? I mean, I know there's this robot dude or who got into a car accident and they pretty much like changed him into a robot. So there's that. This character he's burnt alive or something, so he has that power. Um, wasn't there a shapeshifter or something? Yeah, they're like I don't even remember most of their powers. Oh yeah, this dude is half human and half robot. Cool. What is her power? I forgot. I think we may have like a section somewhere here which tells us about all of the characters. Crazy Jane. Oh, this is a multiple personality character. She actually have a better storyline. I mean, with all the multiple personalities within her mind or whatever, she actually have a good good storyline. See, so many different characters. Come on, come on, close already. Cool. Let's go back to the main page. Yeah, this creepy TV. Is it a TV show or I don't know if it's a TV show or a movie. I think it's a movie, and I watched its trailer other day. It was all right. I mean, not like the most
Katie from feeling lonely. She will recognize you as her
not the most exciting trailer, at least.
primary user. And when you do that, you're gonna pair with her.
Crazy. It's insane, right?
Oh, don't I look nice? Biting my eyes, isn't it pure perfection?
Megan, your goal is to protect Katie from harm, both physical and emotional.
1, 2, 3, 4. I declare some more. I won't let anything harm you. I love her.
Megan's not a person, Katie.
You don't get to say that.
Things that you can play with me, you better watch your back. The last thing that you hear will be my love.
Megan, what are you doing?
Couldn't sleep. Occupational hazard.
Got your full attention.
Don't! Stop!
What the hell is that?
Is
You
she
should
gonna
probably
punch
run.
him?
Unprovoked,
Whoa.
so we will push you downhill. Bitter as much as we're sweet.
I won't let anything harm you ever again.
It's a psychopath robot.
Megan,
Have I done something to upset you, Gemma?
I know you think you're maximizing your objective function.
Oh, really?
Sugar and spice and everything nice. No, that's not what we're made of.
Megan?
Baby doll skill. Don't provoke us or we will go.
You'd have to shut her down.
Jesus Christ, I thought we were friends.
Might be pretty, but we're still.
I have a new primary user now. Me. Did Megan do something bad?
What's going on? What are you?
I'm Megan.
Baby doll skill. Don't provoke us or we will.
Okay, this trailer looks better because I watched the first trailer and that was all right. So this kind of reminds me of Ex Machina, so gonna be hopefully it live up to the trailer. Let's see, and when is this? When is it releasing? Cool. What else is coming this year? Let's see. Related news. Who is that character, by the way, Megan? Because the eyes are definitely creepy. So clearly her eyes are. I don't know how they made her eyes look bigger, right? I don't know if it's a CGI or gotta be CGI because there's no other word. Even the face, or it could be makeup too, but the eyes look really big, kind of like a huge lens of camera. I bet that's what it's gonna be. For a robot, eyes are a camera. Even for humans, eyes are camera. Let's check out Top Gun. Where? Best motion picture. Well, what are you talking about? Why is Avatar in the list? What is this list for? Golden Globe? So Avatar, or Avatar, which is how it's supposed to be pronounced. Why is that in the list? It's not even released yet. Or maybe, yeah, without releasing it, how can they put them on the list? Okay. Fablemans. Oh, wow. 8.2 ratings. That seems... And from Steven Spielberg, so it gotta be good movie. Growing up in post-World War II era Arizona, young Sammy Fableman aspires to become a filmmaker as he reaches adolescence, but soon discovers a shattering family secret and explores how the power of films can help him see the truth. Is it based on like some real character, like some real person? Let's see. Seems like a documentary, so I'm sure there was some filmmaker called Sammy Fableman back in the day. It is a semi-autobiographical story loosely based on Spielberg's adolescence and first years as a filmmaker. Wow, so it's based on his own life story. Nice. I mean, at least partially. Cool. An 8.2 rating with 6,000 people voted, so seems like a good movie. But let's check out why the one stars are mad. The scepter has been passed. The scepter has been passed. Spielberg is no longer a king of Hollywood or even a duke. Time to retire to Israel or Scottsdale, Mr. Spielberg. This was an obnoxious, long winded bore. He had a perfect childhood compared to most everyone I know, if this movie has any accuracy at all. My goodness, I wish my father had encouraged me and then just stuck to his projects. And I wish my mother had a pet monkey. My life was nothing like that, and I don't get to be a billionaire Hollywood hotshot, so maybe Spielberg should just retire. He's not on top anymore and never will be again. My god, such a boring movie. Tao or Poochie, you're an idiot. I mean, tell me why the movie is boring or whatever. Just don't rub on Spielberg or any other person who grew up in different circumstances than you did. Um, all right. If you hater, I guess, says one of the worst movies I've ever seen. I took my family to see this. We all hated it. Kids were both out of their minds. Wife was both stiff, and I can't for the life of me, understand why Spielberg's childhood was so traumatic, hard, difficult, whatever that he felt. He had to do a movie about it. I should have grabbed my family and walked out and demanded a refund. A few people did walk out of theater, but there were only a few people in the theater. Why doesn't Spielberg make good movies anymore? It's been like 20 years since he's made a decent flick. Maybe it's time to retire. Still just can't believe somebody was dumb enough to put money behind this steaming dirt. All right. Ryan says one of the five worst movies I've ever seen. This movie is terrible. It makes no sense. The acting is awful. The character's behavior is bizarre and completely out of place. I should have walked out. My whole family and I hated it. This movie is terrible. It makes no sense. The acting. Okay, so you're just repeating yourself 3 times. All right, Ryan. So only 3 hateful 1 stars. What about 2 stars? Got to be more than 3. Just 3 2 stars too. Not bad. Well, if great stories happen to those who can tell them, who did the Holocaust happen to? If great story, okay. Seriously, this is some of the worst dialogue I've ever heard uttered in a movie theater. And I saw Showgirls back in '95. Aside from the film's expansive issues with a boring story, silly cartoon characters and caricatures, and mega cringe dialogue, the acting leaves a lot to be desired. I'll give the actor playing Spielberg some credit. It can't be easy playing someone like that for someone like that in person. For anyone who has seen this movie, awards talk is a joke, and if this gets nominated, it's proof the Academy is completely corrupt. Well, right, pop seller, the Academy is definitely completely corrupt. Captain Cringe's corny convo. Some of the worst, most cheesy dialogue ever. Movies happen to people who can make them. Give me a break. This just isn't an interesting story and is basically an admission that Hollywood has completely thrown in the towel on telling new stories. Spielberg will buy himself another Oscar nomination and will have to endure articles about this fecal Fellini until after awards season, but this is not a good movie and not up to Spielberg canon. If you want good vintage Spielberg, check out 1941. Always. War of the Worlds, Jurassic Park 3, Jaws 2, War Horse, Showgirls, or Swept Away, or any one of his early grades. His new stuff is self indulgent tripe, and the box office numbers prove it. Fair. So, guess which movie I'm not watching. What are these? These all movies were made in 2022, and it says these are award notable. Why? Nice Out was good, but I thought this released in 2021. Damn, this was this year. Wow. Oh, so this is another movie. Oh, it's releases on December 23rd. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. I was like, I know Nice Out wasn't, yeah, 2019. That seems about right. Cool, December 23rd. And it already have 8.0 rating from what, like over 2,000 people? 12,000 people. Wait, what? How in the world? I thought this was releasing on 23rd. Was it 23rd November or December? I thought it was at 23rd December. Yeah. So where are all these ratings coming from? Yet another social identity nonsense. All right. What happened since 74528? Let's see. Okay, there's gonna be a complete spoiler, and I don't want to. I want to watch this movie, so I don't want to endure some sort of spoilers. So I'm gonna just go back. Maybe next time, after once I seen that movie, then we'll go back there and read that. So why is Avatar? Okay, it's a no rating, as there shouldn't be. Empire of Light, 6.6 ratings, and still an award-worthy movie. What is about? A drama about the power of human connection during turbulent times, set in an English coastal town in the early 1980s. Okay. After Sun. The menu. A young couple travels to a remote island to eat at an exclusive restaurant where the chief has prepared a lavish menu with some shocking surprises. Cannibal? Is this movie about cannibalism? The way it's going, it gotta be that. Let's see. A completely bonkers and over the top, yet perhaps brilliant satire. Is this an English movie or? Yeah, seems like it. Let's check out the trailer.
Is that gonna fit everyone?
Yeah, easily. 12 customers total.
No profit.
$12.50 a head.
What are we eating, a Rolex?
It's one of his classics. You have to try the mouthfeel of the mignonette.
Please don't say mouthful.
Tonight will be madness.
Welcome. We'll endeavor to make your evening as pleasant as possible.
Welcome to Hawthorne.
Here we are family. We harvest, we ferment, we gel.
They gel.
We gel.
He's not just a chef, he's a storyteller.
The game is trying to guess what the overarching theme of the entire meal is going to be. You won't know till the end.
Who are you?
I am Margot. Why do you care?
I have to know if you're with us or with them. This menu,
The pictures, they're of us.
this guest list. How do they get these?
It's not good.
This entire evening.
This is just theater. It's stagecraft.
We're leaving now. Has been painstakingly planned. This is real, isn't it?
What the hell is going on?
We now offer you a 45-second head start. Okay, 45 seconds starts now.
This is what you're paying for.
Get out of my way.
It's all part of the menu.
It's okay.
No, we're gonna die tonight.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh, it's a handprint.
You told them it was my birthday?
Seemed funny about 3 hours ago.
That's a good rating for 37,000 people. Alright, menu. Let's check you out. Let's see what's on menu. We'll go with 1 stars as usual. Okay, let's do this. This is a massive waste of time. First of all, I swore to write this review. I saw the movie in the cinema, so yes, I paid for it. Do I really feel sorry for the money? Definitely yes. It's a total bull movie. It is like it does not have any logic. The storyline makes you think there might be a few nice plot twists because it is a freaking thriller. But no, random stuff happens and you try to connect the characters between them and their relationships to try to understand the random stuff that happens. When it ends, you realize that this is it. A random bull movie. I'm still in shock from it. How this has a high rating, 7.5? Really? If I could, I would rate it 0 stars. I get it, most reviewers say it is a satire, but for me, it is just an absurd movie in which random stuff happens with no logic. Whoa. If you're a fan of Jeffrey Epstein, you're gonna love this movie, okay? This is 2 hours you won't get back. Dude, that's true for every 2 hours. I can't understand how everyone is rating this movie high. Have we watched the same thing? Unless the world got to the point where people enjoy watching others die without a reason. Wait a minute. If you have sense of morality, you'll only be disgusted. What? The film makes no sense whatsoever. There's no storyline, no plot. It was a waste of time, money, and tape. And tape? Okay. Could have said data. Waste of storage, maybe. I thought I would at least enjoy the cooking part of it, but the meals were just ridiculous. Not sure if it was a joke on how rich people eat or were they serious. Either way, the cheeseburger was the only appetizing thing. Stay away. Dumpster fire. The menu is completely waste of time. The lack of plot, character development, and climax make it a painful experience to sit through. Not only is it self-indulgent, it's also incredibly meta in its attempt to mock self-indulgence. I'm unsure how anyone could like this movie, and I have to disagree with the critics who have given it positive reviews. Instead of being satisfied, the menu leaves you with an empty plate and hungry for some real sustenance. It's a hot, steaming dumpster fire that should be avoided at all cost. Don't make the same mistakes I did. Steer clear of this disaster of a film. All right, buddy. See, whenever you read reviews, for example, like if you go to maybe 10-star reviews, you will be confused that you will be compelled to a degree that this would be a great movie. And when you switch it to 1 star, you'll be compelled to believe that this is a crappy movie. So see how um, different people's thoughts, so to speak, rub on each other, rub on us, right? Like everyone's thoughts rub on each other, and could change the could change how things are perceived by an individual. All right, so 10 stars. Let's see. A dinner to remember. A bunch of people are invited to an island where a famous chef is going to cook a lavish meal. But as the evening goes on, okay, sorry, I'm just gonna skip this. The gratitude of having bad culinary taste. Thank you, Mark. It is a pleasure to meet you. It's always nice to come across really unique films with a new taste nowadays. Anyway, the menu is a brilliant and sophisticated black comedy with an excellent script backed by equally excellent performances. Ralph Fiennes, in particular, is superb in portraying Chef Slowick, who is as psycho-label as he's creative. The irony that permeates the entire film is really well measured. In some ways, it is reminiscent of Greenway's splendid food-themed twin work. Also, in its use of music as a narrative carrier. The movie is then extremely well edited in every detail and brings back the idea of flavors perfectly. For someone who does not know anything about cooking, it is also an interesting reflection on why it is indeed art. Yes, chef, from the beginning to the end, it gives a lot to talk about with everything that happens. At times, it has dialogues that give me to understand that it is a criticism of today's chef, but far from the film is incredible. It seems to me that now seeing Anya Taylor-Joy in a poster is synonymous that it will be a good piece of work, and in this case, it was. I really liked her performance, and now and not only her performance was good, also our antagonist was great and even disturbing. And each character has a reason to be there. They are not empty characters. And more than once, I was surprised with what I saw because it was unexpected enough to enjoy it. And even the comedy was very good. It has an incredible ending. More than horror for me, it's a thriller. Something new, something different. At least for me, it's something too refreshing. As a restaurant owner, I just had to watch this film. Intense! You'll be on the edge of your seat. I opened my first restaurant here in Cleveland, Ohio when I was 21 years old and have been a hospitalian ever since. This film took the gripes and foibles of hospitality workers and turned it into a ghastly and riveting look at the fault lines of human nature and the excesses of the entitled. Brilliantly written and so intense, I couldn't tear my eyes away even in the most exorbitant moments. The many layers of back of house references and coded gastronomical winks were a special pleasure. I'm already looking forward to watching this film a second time to catch all the nuances and witticisms I missed on the first go round. Phew, beat me to the punch. No pun intended. The movie that has many courses and a director you may not have heard of about, but has done things, mostly TV stuff, but also Ali G in the house. You may know this or not, but while this can be viewed as a comedy too right here, the jokes are way more subtle than they were in Ali G. Also, this is or was 2 decades ago. The movie holds a mirror up to society, but also to artists and critics alike. Unfortunately, I saw the trailer multiple times. It played at a festival I attended. That being said, the things they showed were some of the highlights, yet the movie had way more to offer than that. There are some twists and turns and directions the movie takes us that are not that obvious. The acting is marvelous and the acting is superb. I was surprised that the rating was so high before I went in, but I have to agree with the majority for sure. Not for the easily offended and more for those with a special taste. Well, you knew I had to do another pun, didn't you? Clear, unique, funny, and not what you think. Okay, there is no cannibalism. This is what I was hoping for. I do not watch horror movies or enjoy gore or grossness, so I was concerned about watching the menu. So, first, let me put some worries to rest. There is no cannibalism, there is no vomiting or nausea inducing food stuff. The movie's not gross. There is realistic violence, but it is not a slasher film, and the violence is not excessive. You will not need to get therapy for trauma afterwards. Okay. To say what it is might be to spoil too much. It's unique, unpredictable, and toys with your expectations much as overly fine dining toys with your expectations. The movies it reminded me most of are Knives Out and The Exam. It has that clever, stylized, and fun, intense feel. The sets are stylistically compelling. The food looks delicious. The acting is excellent on all counts. The score is great, great enough for me to stick around for the credits. The humor was subtle, clever, and landed well without relying on the low hanging fruit as many comedians do. The story and characterization is good, and you will find yourself with mixed feelings at times, which is precisely how you want a film like this to go. The message is also complex. I've seen a lot of emphasis on the class warfare side in some reviews, and that's there. And then there's the skewering of foodie culture also there. But I did not find it one dimensional or pushing a particular political agenda. It was complex and perhaps a kind of Rorschach plot for the viewer. In other words, if you're worried about paying money to get some sort of social political PSA shoved down your throat, don't. In fact, you might appreciate how the elites are presented. But I believe the film's underlying message is far deeper than any of that. It's more about creativity, obsession, being at the height of one's skill, and the cost of that. I found myself resonating with it a lot. I had mixed feelings. I won't say more to avoid spoilers. Truly a unique film, and in my view, a classic. Perhaps it deserves only 9 out of 10. A movie can always be better, but this one is unique and did, I think, exactly what it intended to do. More movies should be like this. I will stay in my mind a good long while, even after I had a wonderful time seeing it. So, 10 out of 10 it is. Oh, it will stay in my mind. Okay. Alrighty. The menu. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna check it out or not. Puss in the Boots. This is the one from the Queen's Gambit. Anya Taylor Joy. Oh, she's 22. What other movies? Oh, she's in The Witch. Wait, no, I think I'm thinking of some other movie. Peaky Blinders. I heard good thing about this show. Last Night in Soho. I think that has a good rating too. What is this about? An aspiring fashion designer is mysteriously able to enter the 1960s where she encountered a dazzling wannabe singer. But the glamour is not all it appears to be, and the dreams of the past start to crack and splinter into something darker. So, like 7.1 rating. That's pretty nice. Yeah, I'm definitely not gonna watch this because. Oh wait, how many seasons does it have? Just 2? No, no, 6 exactly. What's this about? A gangster family epic set in 1900s England, centering on a gang who sew razor blades in the peaks of their caps and their fierce boss, Tommy Shelby. What else have you worked on, Anya? I think this is an animated movie. Yeah, I like this. This is a good movie. Sorry, good TV show. Um, I don't know if it's returning or not. Oh, just one season so far. Yeah, this was a limited series, so I don't think this will be returning back. Split. Wow, 7.3 rating. Three girls are kidnapped by a man with a diagnosed 23 split distinct personalities. I might have seen the trailer in the past. They must try to escape before the apparent emergence of a frightful new 24th. Wow. Mentally ill people are not a horror movie plot. Tired old trope of using a person with a mental illness as a plot for a scary movie. Unoriginal and ableist. Wow, dude. Who's this? Animu Pizza? What was. You just want to comment something stupid, right? Mental illness, especially misunderstood illnesses like dissociative identity disorder, are incredibly stigmatized in our society. They are often seen as scary, and the people suffering from them are often labeled as dangerous, making it difficult for them to receive help and support. Movies like Split further this stigma. There is very little media representation for people with DID. Many people don't know much of anything about the illness, so when movies present it as something that makes people dangerous, others have no reason not to take this as a fact. In reality, people with DID are not abusers, but people who themselves have been abused. DID is an illness that develops after long term exposure to trauma occurring before the person turned 9 years old. It develops because the trauma is too much for the young person's brain to handle. So their personality splits off into different parts so that they don't have to. Movies show these alters as violent, but really people with DID are usually only a danger to themselves, showcasing them as the kind of people who would kidnap and abuse teenage girls is a gross inaccuracy. That again wouldn't matter so much if it wasn't basically the only media representation of this illness. Because of the belief that these people are violent and dangerous, not only is it difficult for them to find support, but so societal biases are often internalized. Mentally ill people are not violent abusers, but the stigma furthered by these movies contribute to the belief that they are. Mentally ill people need support. They need to be normalized. They do not need any more horror movies that use them as the scary abuser. I hope that in the future we can move past movies like this and towards acceptance. Mentally ill people deserve better. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, it's a movie, it's not an education, first of all. And secondly, if as an individual, if you have 23 different personalities, which is what this movie is portraying, then there is a high likelihood that one of those personalities is going to be violent. So, uh, yeah. I'm, I don't know if there are good movies on multiple personalities which doesn't show the victim as also a perpetrator. I'm not sure, but all the movies I've seen like Mr. Robot. He's not violent in Mr. Robot, or at least one of the personality kind of is. The other one is not. So there's that. Then the other TV show which comes to mind is Legion, and Legion is pretty nice. It's also on similar boat, like a violent personality and peaceful personalities, and those are the only two movies which I can think of, like from Hollywood, within Hollywood. But I'm sure there are a ton. All right, setting back the fight to end stigma. Gonna be about the same DID. Another case of Emperor's New Clothes all over again. I've said that many times that any film that is presented as a convoluted, complicated, complex story or plot will make the majority of audiences and critics to laud it as something good. Split is another example of this type of behavior or reasoning. But in reality, the whole thing is idiotic. The story has plot holes the size of Texas. That is, the three girls could easily subdue the child personality. The child molestation subplot is totally unnecessary. The whole DID gets old very fast. And the twist, yes, there is a twist, since this is a Shyamalan film, only works for those who watched another film released in 2000. Waste of time and waste of money. Okay, let's. Who is M. Night Shyamalan? Oh, he's an Indian dude. Okay. Contemporary supernatural plots. He's the son of a Tamil obstetrician and gynecologist and a Malayali doctor. All right, so what movies did you made? Glass, Split, Wayward Pines, The Visit, After a Devil, no kidding. Oh, the the live action one, the worst movie, one of the worst movie ever. Okay. The Happening. I think might have seen The Happening. A young girl struggles to survive a plague that causes those infected to commit suicide. What about Unbreakable? A man learns something extraordinary about himself after a devastating accident. Seems like a good movie. Praying with Anger. He's of East Indian heritage is sent back to India, where he discovers not only his roots but a lot about himself. I don't know. He had quite a few movies in his portfolio, like quite a few good movies. The Visit. What's this about? Two siblings become increasingly frightened by their grandparents' disturbing behavior while visiting them on vacation. Whoa. What else? I thought I saw one title which I remember watching a while back. Well, so basically, oh, seven 7.5 ratings. A Philly couple is in mourning after an unspeakable tragedy creates a rift in their marriage and opens the door for a mysterious force to enter their home. Right, so what is this dude doing? I mean, clearly he's not listed as creator or maybe a director? Oh, he's a producer. Sixth Sense. This is what I was checking in. So, wow, I didn't know he wrote it too. This is one of the brilliant movies. That was back in '99. Why don't I see that over here? So maybe in his director list. Yeah, there you go. A vacationing family discovers that the secluded beach where they are relaxing for a few hours is somehow causing them to age rapidly, reducing their entire lives into a single day. Oh man. That. Yeah, I mean, I like the plot. So, what happened here? Why is it only 5.8? Exciting premise, but terrible dialogue and writing ruined it. M. Night Shyamalan is such a fascinating director. You never know what you're going to get with him. He has made some of the most memorable movies with the best twist in cinema history, and he has made some of the worst movies I've ever seen. It's like a flip of a coin. The head is good, and the tail is a bad movie situation. The premise of Old is a family on a tropical holiday who discover that the secluded beach where they are relaxing for a few hours is somehow causing them to age rapidly, reducing their entire lives into a single day. So, does Old lands on heads or tails? Firstly, I love the idea and concept of this movie. The idea of a thriller and mystery story about a beach that ages people is such a unique concept. I also like the themes that are explored, such as people being too focused on the past or the future instead of the present. People's mortality and family dynamic changing with time. There are also some genuinely unnerving scenes, such as a surgery scene and some deaths that are just unsettling to watch. M. Night also succeeds in creating a tense situation with the characters. They try a bunch of logical stuff to try and get off the island, but it doesn't work, so you're engaged on how they are going to get off the island. Additionally, some other characters are acting weird, which creates a tense situation for our main leads. I also have to praise Alex Wolff and Thomason McKenzie, who play aged up version of the kids. They have to maintain the young kid mentality, which they certainly conveyed from their performance. However, every other actor just gives such an unconvincing performance with terrible delivery. The actors all give such a bland performance with barely any tone in their voice, like a robot. This is partially due to the terrible writing and dialogue. No one seems to speak like an actual normal human being, which makes the movie very off putting. Some dialogue is so cheesy that it actually kind of funny, even though the scene is clearly not meant to be. There are some exposition scenes where the characters are in a circle and discussing what is going on, which is just ridiculous. A fair amount of the characters make points about what is going on that is definitely right, but is something people would not logically jump to at first thought. M. Night also returns with a twist ending, if you could even call it that, as it was quite predictable. The ending is very lackluster and even ruins the tone that was set thoroughly by making the movie becoming something different instead. Overall, Old lands on the tail this time. By this point, I believe someone should let M. Night direct and create the ideas but not let him write the script whatsoever. It is still disappointing to see that even after all these years, M. Night still doesn't understand how to write dialogue, as Old is one of the worst in terms of dialogue. The enticing premise is also to keep you engaged, but everything else is so poor that it's difficult to completely recommend this movie. Hopefully, next time M. Night is able to deliver a good movie, because this is not it, unfortunately. That's fair. What about Servant? Oh, wait, I already checked Servant, right? Yeah. I was looking at the glass. Oh, that's not bad. Well, 6.6 is not terrible. It's not good, but it's alright. Something to do with multiple personalities as well. They have like great casting. Bruce Willis, Samuel L. Jackson. Anyhow, we are at 55-minute mark, so we got 5 minutes before we can wrap up today's random net. I guess I'm just gonna switch over because I don't know what I'm gonna talk about for the next 4 minutes, or I don't want to go over like the IMDb list, but yeah, this is kind of interesting. I hope I hope if you're still watching, you liked it. I'm trying to I'm trying to kind of accrue live stream more often, and if you know me, at times I hate planning out some of these things. I mean, I have my other projects where I kind of like write it down, plan it out, and do it. But for live stream, I feel like if I want to have like a hour long conversation with you all, then scripting it might take a lot of toll on me at the moment. So hence this particular concept. And the best part of this is it keeps things refreshed. Although I might try something else next time onwards. Maybe I'm gonna remove the things which the topics which I've already covered in the past, like in making sure that each and every platform gets a chance. But at the same time, if I do that, then it defeats the purpose, because then I'm not making it as random as it could or should. I'm just taking away all the options. Yeah, but yeah, please let me know if what you think about this concept, and if you like it, and also leave a comment of what the best or worst comment you came across on IMDb, or if you have any of your own, just comment about the worst review or the worst movie I've ever seen. That that could be an interesting live stream where I just read your comments. So do that. We still have a couple minutes, and I don't know how to prolong these 2 minutes, but I will, because my goal is to do this for an hour. So, well, and I'm completely aware there are going to be days when I might come a little short on an hour, but right now, if it's just like a minute away from finishing an hour, I'm not just gonna bail out. I'm just gonna finish the hour. It's like if you watch cricket, then uh, Test cricket especially, there are players who at times bat on field for like ever, and as they come closer to finishing their 100 runs or individual score, they tend to play very very cautiously, which makes sense why, or at least most of the players does. And they try to kind of like just they become risk averse, right? They take they hit fewer shots, they take fewer runs, so that they can be there and not make any mistake and complete their century, which is what 100 individual runs is called. And that century actually boosts their morale and help the team, and put more pressure on the opposite team. So I totally get it. But then there are players who would not give 2 cents about the state of the match, and they'll keep on their natural game on all the time, and not even if they're close to scoring 100 individual score, they'll still bat as if as if um, I don't know how to compare it with, but they bat like very in a very attacking mode. So that I don't know. I kind of like try to draw the parallels, but the point being, I can feel the slowness in me as we approach the hour-long mark. But now that we crossed hour-long, I guess we are good to go. So hope I'll see you next time, and until then,